I like here another with fun, very casual, also easy to follow. Nori vision is about living with beauty. Beauty is a discovering, I believe, and also inspiration to all of us in our soul. So I call this show is more about emphasizing on the soul of an artist live inside you that we can discover together through the creating work. How to make sumi ink onto the brown paper, which is, I call my show is about East meets West. Sumi ink is origin from Eastern culture. Brown paper is very, very basic. One of very old, paper has been used years since, Roman, Greek at the time. Brown paper is, we use as a recycling paper. However, this is the most earthy, basic color, neutral color material in art, in art world. So I like to combine sumi ink into this brown paper. And also brown paper is not perfect because you know what? All we worry about material, what we will use, how to use. We always, in between those, thinking. But instead of what we'll use, I will concentrate on how to use of a material or find of that you can have around you. So brown paper I use a lot, either at wrapping, some gift one, as well as simply use for my art, creation, drawing, paper, anything like that. So even after you use the paper, not going to be perfect because paper always there's a linkers around. So we have to utilize the linker as a nice texture, natural texture to discovering. It's not discovering. All you have to realize and manipulating all those natural beauty extend into the beauty. That's how I encourage you. So from last week there's a couple of little drawing left over. Edge got tear up. That's okay. I like to use this natural extent is very interesting to me. So I'm gonna cut very just cut off, and then just cut. Basically, I will do the cut and paste. So I will cut first and paste with not glue, with the tape. When you use a tape, you can give it a lot of strong color push away. That makes nice foreground, background color, the density, composition of a nice, background. You can be able to utilize that. That's sort of some people notice, some people don't. But I will look at those details as one of important process. I will do that. Have up to here. I will use this kind of edge line. Here's the thing. You may use, I prepared a different way like this one, but when you do this two-way, sometimes you can use this paper as a flexing glass, flat one side and the other side. You can always use that. So you can use it as a marble. In other words, writing, we know the personality. That's how sumi ink and calligraphy relate to culture as well as those characters. So impact on those issues. Now, okay, I like to use, so now meanwhile, this is the sample. You can use the way it is. I like to use a simple, plain water, because I like to keep the way it's beautiful. So you can give it a little wet on the paper. The reason I do that, there's two reasons. One is when you give it a little wet, nice tone, when I drop the sumi ink, gray fudge, nice reaction, as well as paper much holds better, nice and more stretched. One is always good to use charcoal, because charcoal is a Western sumi, right? Sumi is Eastern charcoal. So I will use this Western charcoal as a mixing with the East with the West. So that's a good slogan today. Okay, now I will use this one as a sharp, thin again, I use this one top on this semi ink. It doesn't really mix it. So in other words, I'm going to take this one off. Now the way it is sort of a very nice dimensional. So in other words, I can take this one off. I have a couple of semi spot left over. Then I'm going to switch over to the side, which is overlapping the semi ink spot. Kind of interesting, like earth color, brown, semi ink and charcoal onto the brown paper, which is very earthy and basic, but actually good to stay with the basic, because basic is always important in your daily pattern as well as painting. So I always appreciate the basic is most, and from the basic you can discover so much advanced techniques. So I stick with that. Do not limit it. You stick with what you believe, and then please do not limit the experience. Experimenting is not a bad thing. It's really work on discovering beauty, and we approaching the beauty is all about experimenting, and do not limit it. Okay, there's no rule. We live in very particularly restricted life here, but at least when you're making art, there's no limitation. That's finding self, study, and that's all I say. Okay, now I think this is good enough. It's a beauty. Soon we have to go, I guess. But meanwhile, I'm gonna finish it up the little detail, and probably that's good enough for today. Myself, I'm pretty much like a speedy, creator. I do. Once I have an idea, I can go and fast. So, and the process is important also. Where you stopping, pausing at the moment, discovering the right moment of beauty is another way to discovering beauty. So I do that. Okay. All right. So soon I have to go, but I like to finish up with you to the ending, and then see how it looks like. Let's see. Before I go away, I like to take a look one more time, and I won't forget this beautiful charcoal to be more like that. So okay, again, myself, I like to this edge, little linker, tear up, all goes together. Is very nice. I look at it as really natural beauty, and this accidental is nothing to waste. So working on the edge is very important than a middle. So do not wasting any single of space and spot. Is look at as a possibility. Okay, so full of possibility here to discover for your creation, and hopefully can heal your nurturing, healing your own into your pleasure. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is done for the day. I like it.